outside of that. But yeah, the pendant, slide, keychain and pin, slide, keyring, pin, gift box set, cufflinks, tie bar, and cufflinks and tie bar set. And boy, you'd look good showing up on New Year's Eve with some Zoso cufflinks, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? And tie bar as well. The Robert Plant symbol, the feather, circle with a feather. There's a necklace, keychain, cufflinks. John Paul Jones symbol, necklace, keychain, cufflinks. Bonzo symbol. John Paul Jones is the Celtic one. Bonzo's is the three circles, right? The pendant, cufflinks, keychain. There's a page and plant. That's the feather. Yeah, I forget how it is, but it's specific to page and plant, right? Pendant and a keychain. There's also the swan song. The guy with the wings, pendant and a keychain as well. They have some guitar ones, right? The double neck keychain, Les Paul cufflinks and tie clip set, Les Paul keyring, Les Paul pendant. So it's quite a nice. They're called Candy Store Rock Gift. Search them. They're on eBay. He's listed as Bronx Bomber on eBay, and they have all sorts of stuff. On Amazon and eBay is HK Collectibles Inc., run by a guy who listens to this show, who contacts me quite often, Daryl Alber. On eBay, he's Zoso11782, and the easiest way to get it is just go ebay.com/USR/Zoso11782. It's probably the easiest way to get to it, but anyway, the HK Collectibles Inc. And they have all sorts of collectibles. He does have specifically Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes tour book, a copy of Sonic Boom, the Frank Redden book, the Encyclopedia, a Plant Krause tour book, a 75 tour shirt, and some other tees. And he's got some ticket stubs. And specifically, he's got one for 1/9/69. So January 9th, 69, one for August 23rd, 1970, and one for the firm in Houston and Austin in March 85. So it's kind of two tickets on the same thing. Conversely, Rick Barrett runs a site called Zeppelin Collectibles. It's at zeppelincollectibles.com, and Rick has the big thing for $1,500. You'll want to get this frame, so call it $1,650. But Death Wish 2 Japanese promotional poster. It has Jimmy Page on it instead of being, the Death Wish 2 with the album cover with Charles Bronson. It has Jimmy Page on. It's almost 2 by 3 feet. It's 23.5 inches by 33 inches. And there may be the only one in existence, he says. That's it. This may be the only one. So, but it's $1,500 for a poster at the same time. But anyway, don't like a Zeppelin fan in your family that much? Well, how about Jimmy Page signed cashmere lyric sheets? The lyric sheets got all the typed out, and Jimmy Page just signed it quite boldly. $200. Would look great on the wall in a frame too. But even if you don't love the Zeppelin fan in your family that much, I alluded to this earlier. I bought myself a couple of Outrider promo pictures, 8x10 glossies. They come in a promo package. I bought 2 of them. I only have, like I say, I have no room here anyway. But there was a number of them, but I bought 2. And it came to $13 with shipping. So, knock yourself out on that one. It's, it's just like the price of 8 tracks. But he has a whole range of Led Zeppelin collectibles at ZeppelinCollectibles.com. It's always changing, and the Led Zeppelin fan in your world will love it. How about this for an idea? Some tickets to go see Get the Lead Out if you're on the East Coast, or your local tribute band. There's different ones doing it. They would like that, on eBay, I just searched Led Zeppelin on eBay, and I came up with, I like this one, Swan Song Panties. Go actually search women's clothing Led Zeppelin. and swan song panties and an oversized women's shirt. So if you're Led Zeppelin fans, a woman, nice little panties, a shirt that goes be great pajamas for her. Tickets to the ticket stub to the New York premiere of Celebration, and I actually laughed at this. The ticket is signed by quote unquote the man in the lobby. Some guy in the lobby. Would you sign me? But anyway, it's signed and it's well, I forget what it costs, but and then John Paul Jones, a character comic. There's comic books out there. It's Led Zeppelin's John Paul Jones, and it kind of tells his history, and that's on eBay right now. Fine Art America has Led Zeppelin paintings and artworks. So I've talked a lot about artwork and whatnot, but if you just search Led Zeppelin painting on eBay, you'll find all sorts of stuff. But Fine Art America specifically has some. You can get the Jimmy Page action figures / figurines. I got one with a double neck. I know of 3 different ones. There might be more. There's also a John Bonham one. Could not find Robert or John Paul Jones. Robert is an action figure, though, right? He's not. You don't get an action figure. He is an action figure. Okay, so far, we've had a few ideas, but nothing really out there. You want something. You want to spend some money on the person you love. You just won the lottery, and they need something special. How about this one? From Gibson Guitars, a Jimmy Page No. 2 model Les Paul. Handcrafted recreation of Page's 59 with a sunburst finish under the pick guard pull switches, push-pull pots. Jimmy Page burst bucker pickups, and etc. It just goes on and on and on. It's so many features. I've actually played one of these puppies. Paul Hammond from Get the Lead Out has one and let me kind of noodle on it. I'd say I played it. I noodled on it. But what a sweet, sweet, sweet guitar. You can get the Led Zeppelin note-for-note tab books for the guitar player in your family too. So, and they're quite accurate. I think it's Alfred Publishing does them. Alfred also did one called Learn to Play Led Zeppelin, and it's a beginner's book. And instead of the usual, and I talked about it at length a number of times last Christmas, instead of the usual beginner's book where you play orally and guitar boogie and all these songs and Old MacDonald and stuff, it's done same style, same sort of thing, but it's done with Led Zeppelin songs, and they go through them, the melodies, and they just build up your playing style, and it's quite a good little learning guitar book, especially if you've a younger person learning the guitar. All right, and we get to my once a year kind of step outside of the music side of things, and we'll talk about, well, not politics, but close, really, one of those things that can be that way. But anyway, if you're looking to do something charitable, do something nice instead of buy a gift for the person, do something in their name, for instance, here's a couple of things going on right now. A company called Shoko, who put on the production for a lot of bands in the 70s, including Led Zeppelin, a band out of Texas. They're trying to get a book published, and they need funds. So they are looking for, you can go Shoko the book, Google that. You can donate to help them put this project together. The other one is the John Bonham Memorial Fund. They're not up and running for donations as of yet, or at least as of 2 days ago, last time I checked. Keep your eye on RambleOnRadio.com. I will, as soon as I'm keeping an eye on it, and as soon as they have that process together. And as we talked about 2 months ago here, they are raising money to create a statue of John Bonham in his hometown of Redditch. Charitably speaking, and I mean that actually, here's some causes that the band themselves support. And I found this website called Look to the Stars, the World of Celebrity Giving. You can look for different celebrities, and they list our boys Robert and Jimmy, and Led Zeppelin specifically as well, although everything I mention here will be. So these aren't charities that are supported by those guys. ABC Trust, which is Jimmy's charity itself, the Ahmet Erdogan Education Fund, which if you went to the concert in 2007, you know about, AIDS Memorial Campaign, Childline, Mount Sinai Hospital, Music Cares, Racehorse Sanctuary, and Task Brazil. That's Jimmy. Robert supports Ahmed Ardogan Education Fund, Grammy Foundation, K9 Connection, Killing Cancer, Mount Sinai Hospital, Music Cares, Nordoff Robbins, Racehorse Sanctuary, and Teen Cancer America. Now, Teen Cancer America was he did that last year with Roger Daltrey. We talked about it a bit here. It was it's for teenagers with cancer. They were he was doing the Teenage Cancer Trust, I believe was the name of the charity in Britain, and they've created an LA-based American one, and that's Teen Cancer America, and Robert Plant supports that one quite heavily. All right, and then there's mine. I talked about this last year. The Wayne Foundation. The Wayne Foundation was started by this incredible young lady called Jamie Walton. Jamie was, as a young girl, 12, 13 years old, found herself being trafficked, as sexually trafficked within the United States. Basically, she was, as a young girl, she spent a lot of time on her own. Mom worked all the time, that sort of thing. And she became friendly with this fellow that lives next door. Moved in next door. He was older. He was in his 20s, maybe 30s. Over time, they developed a sexual relationship. And then he would take her away for the weekend. Now, she's 13 years old and thinking she's just such the big girl, thinks it's great. They go away for the weekend, and he sells her to his friends. And she spends the weekends being prostituted. And this goes on. It went on for a number of years. So eventually Jamie got out, and she actually met with film director Kevin Smith. And in essence, the story came out, and he said to her, you need to start a charity. You need to do something, right? You need to start this foundation. But if you ever, and there is a podcast out there, Kevin Smith's podcast of Jamie Walton. She's on a few other ones, and she's astoundingly upbeat, astoundingly little girlish sounding almost. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but just her mannerisms and stuff. She's such a sweet sounding thing. Unbelievable. She's an unbelievably strong human being. And now she is the president of this, and they are trying to create a home, basically a rescue shelter for girls, for young children, for children who are being sexually trafficked, sexually exploited. And here's quote unquote, the Wayne Foundation is committed to spreading awareness of commercial sexual exploitation of children, domestic minor sexual trafficking occurring within the United States. And if you thought those things aren't happening in the United States, you need to hear Jamie Walton's story. And I just adore her. She's just so amazing. Really, really amazing. And so that's the charity that I kind of mention every year. But there you go. That's it. That's as far as I go as in terms of doing that sort of thing goes. Do your own research into any charity you donate to. Make sure they're good ones. Those are just suggestions based on the band and myself. The first bunch of the band, the last one myself. Check out the Wayne Foundation if you're interested. WayneFDN.org is the website, and they are doing a CrowdRise Holiday Challenge. They are trying to raise some money right now. Kind of doing anyway, they're doing a fundraising push right now. So Wayne Foundation, that's it. Merry Christmas, everybody. I will be back next week. If Jimmy Page plays tomorrow night, probably that's what I'll be talking about. But who knows? And if he doesn't, it's getting time where we have to talk about Robert Plant's movies. So if you find yourself on the Facebook page, I'd love to hear what you're thinking of Robert Plant's movies. If you've been watching them, we're 4 into it now. I haven't watched the 4th one yet. But that's, you know, 75 tour shirt and some other tees. And he's got some ticket stubs. And specifically, he's got one for 1/9/69, so January 9th, 69. One for August 23rd, 1970, and one for the firm in Houston and Austin in March 85. So it's kind of two tickets on the same thing. Conversely, Rick Barrett runs a site called Zep Celtic One. Bonzo's is the three circles, right? The pendant, cufflinks, keychain. There's a page and plant. That's the feather. Yeah, I forget how it is, but it's specific to page and plant, right? Pendant and a keychain. There's also the swan song. The guy with the wings. Pendant and a keychain as well. They have some guitar ones, right? The double neck keychain, Les Paul cufflinks and tie clip set, Les Paul keyring, Les Paul pendant. Outside of that, but yeah, the pendant, slide, keychain and pin, slide, keyring, pin, gift box set, cufflinks, tie bar, and cufflinks and tie bar set. And boy, you'd look good showing up on New Year's Eve with some Zoso cufflinks, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? And tie bar as well. The Robert Plant symbol, the feather, circle with a feather. There's a necklace, keychain, cufflinks. John Paul Jones symbol, necklace, keychain, cufflinks. Bonzo symbol. John Paul Jones is the... So it's quite a nice... they're called Candy Store Rock Gifts. Search them. They're on eBay. He's listed as Bronx Bomber on eBay. And they have all sorts of stuff. On Amazon and eBay is HK Collectibles Inc., run by a guy who listens to this show, who contacts me quite often, Daryl Alber. On eBay, he's Zoso11782, and the easiest way to get it is just go ebay.com/USR/Zoso11782. It's probably the easiest way to get to it, but anyway, the HK Collectibles Inc. They have all sorts of collectibles. He does have specifically Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes tour book, a copy of Sonic Boom, the Frank Redden book, the Encyclopedia, a Plant Krause tour book,